kidding. So, my boyfriend and I went to Ravinia yesterday, and of course there's like yuppies with their kids, and this guy, these like two adorable little blonde kids, couldn't have been higher than like here, are like running around, and the dad's like, hey, you two hold hands, stay together, and I'm like, what the hell is that gonna do? Like, it's not going to stop them from getting snatched up by someone. It's not going to stop them from running away. Essentially, what you've created is a 2-for-1 deal. Like you just opened a Costco for pedophiles. That's what you've done, essentially. And then that got me thinking about babies and how they're kind of like cell phones because they're really expensive and you need to take really good care of them. And sometimes, you leave them in the back of a cab. And then I was thinking about like all these allergies that we have now. Like I don't know. Like I went to school. There was one weird kid who had a bunch of allergies, and nowadays it's like 5 people can't eat wheat or eggs or dairy or something. And I don't have any of that shit. And I think it's because my parents let me eat sand when I was a kid. I recommend it, parents. Recommend it. Speaking of eating, I've been watching a lot of Intervention at work because I've been bored. And my personal favorite ones, like I like the drunks and the drug addicts and stuff, but I like the eating disorder ones the best. Because I like my shit fucking real. So my favorite ones are the ones that like the anorexics have just like a whole closet of food that is just for tasting. Like they break out a pack of Oreos and they eat them all one by one and then just like put their face over a cup and just let the food fall out. And I was thinking the other day, I was like, I know someone else who does that. And I was thinking, and then I was like, oh yeah, Cookie Monster. If you watch it, and I think it was hilarious that all these parents got all up in arms because Cookie Monster is nothing but cookies. But if you watch him, they all fall out the side of his mouth. So I think what parents should be concerned about is the fact that Cookie Monster is actually not injecting anything at all. And I think they should commend him for preparing their children for a lifetime of just denial and hating yourself and medicating with food, because that's what he does. And then I was thinking about Muppets, and I was thinking, another Muppet that prepares people for adult life is Donzo, because Donzo liked chickens, right? But it's not weird to me or disgusting that he was in love with chickens. What is weird and disgusting is that those chickens were the only animals on this show who could not speak. So, just like a typical man, he just wants women to shut up and chases after him, and they do whatever he wants. Fantastic. So I was at the doctor today. Everything's fine. I know you guys are all worried. And my doctor at the end did this like really weird thing, and she was like, "Did your husband come in here recently?" And I was like, "No, I'm not married." She was like, "Oh man," because there was another Mr. Bonifazi, and I was like, "It was probably my dad." And she was like, "Yeah, probably your dad. He had like all these weird health problems." I was like thinking in my head, like, that's kind of a breach of patient confidentiality, is it not? And then I was also thinking about all the shit that I just discussed with her, and whether she was discussing that with my parents. By the way, Mom, Dad, thanks for coming tonight. You guys have a good night.